I know a tall Japanese man with a ponytail, facial hair, and a full sleeve hate to see me coming. Okay, so I was doing my makeup and I was like, oh my gosh, I should put glitter on the lids because that's what the girlies are doing out here. And it made me think of this list that I have been keeping about all of the culture shocks that I've experienced since I've been in Japan. Beauty standards are one of them. And it's not a long list. I think it's like 20 something things so far. I've been just, every time something gags me out here, I just jot it down like a little nerd. Disclaimer, I don't know if I'm in frame. I don't know if I'm in frame or focus. I don't know none of that, okay? Twin, just vibe. Okay, so the first thing that gagged me, super gagged me when I got out here is that people walk on whatever side they want to walk on. And if you're not really like on like Japan TikTok or like Japan YouTube, this might not gag you, but like when I was preparing to move here, I saw so many videos and like the main tip was make sure you're on the right side of the street or the crosswalk or whatever, because they take that very seriously. There are literal arrows on the ground telling you which way to walk, and people will still walk the opposite of the arrow. They don't care. As long as you're not being a nuisance, it is not that deep. Like, because I just knew for sure people was gonna give me a citizen's arrest if I was on the wrong side of the road. Okay? Japan TikTok, you lied to me. No one really seems to care that I'm black. And so here's the thing, I live in like a really residential community in Tokyo, and I was expecting, one, to be the only black person around, and two, to get a lot of looks and a lot of stares. And I don't really get a lot of look at this black person stares. Like sometimes they'll look, but 9 times out of 10 when I look in their eyes, it's not a, oh, this is a black person stare, because I know what that stare is. From men, it's oftentimes something creepy and sexual. From little kids, like 10 and younger, most of the time they're just gagged how tall I am. One little girl's mom actually told me, like, she came right up next to me and was just up staring and smiling at me. She wasn't speaking. And her mom came over and was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She just doesn't see people this tall, like, or women this tall. That's what she specifically said. So I think it's just a lot of like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman for kids. For women, I don't know what goes through the women's mind when they be staring at me, but it never gives like, get this black person out of here. And as a well-traveled person, I know what that look is like. Also as an American, I know what that look is like. I don't feel like I get that out here, which is very refreshing. Also, there are multiple black people in my community. Multiple as in like 3, but that's still way more than I was anticipating. Okay, this is for anybody learning Japanese right now. Take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Sumimasen. It's not used that often, and let me tell you why I think that is. Japanese people, I think there's an order of like what they care about in terms of like politeness. I think the first thing is it's most polite to keep the peace in the area, and then it's next polite to like make sure you're not bumping into anybody. I think just because of like the commuting situation, being bumped into, I think is so normalized that even if you're not on the train, like if you're in a store, they really won't say sumimasen unless you are like physically taking up the entire space. They'll just like, they don't mind giving you a little bump when they go past you, and they won't say anything. I think it's because they want to keep the area quiet. But I was expecting to hear that way more often than I hear it. And I know this is about to be like contradictory when I said people, they love the quiet so much in Japan. But the next thing is people do be talking on the train. I was told that when you get on that train in Japan, you better know what to hear. But they be talking. I mean, obviously nobody is ever loud enough to disturb the peace, obviously. And I will say, I don't think I've ever heard more than like 2 conversations on the train at one time, which I don't know if they just plan it. Like, I don't know what the logistics of that is. But people do be talking on the train. 9 times out of 10, it's like old people. Old people do what they want when they want. Oh my goodness. Before I edit this video, I'm gonna have to go back to the store and buy one for y'all. This is for my anime lovers. This is for my manga readers. Okay? In America, I really only have had access to reading manga online or like buying like the book of the manga. Like if I want to read Naruto, I would buy Naruto book 1, book 2, book 3. So I have never seen Shonen Jump magazine in person. Don't ask me what I had in my mind, but I went to the store and I saw the cover, and it was like on a magazine stand. I saw the cover and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go buy Shonen Jump and throw it in my cute little Percy purse and read it on the train. Shonen Jump magazine is about, I can't even find nothing. It's about this freaking thick. They're putting out like half a Bible every week. Gagged me to my core. Just as a good, my bun is like falling. Okay, sorry about that. The stewed chicken fell, my bun was falling. I thought it would be best to just, you know, fix the bun, eat the chicken, and then come back to you guys refreshed and ready to start the day. Also, if you're watching this far, like this video and leave a comment about anything, honestly. We need engagement. Come on, guys. Like, I'm already lonely enough in Japan as it is. Like, you guys have to talk to me too. Okay, where were we? Oh yes, number 6. Okay, so this is for the people that are thinking about moving to Japan. When I was doing my research, I kept seeing stuff about it's really hard to open up a bank account, because in order to open up a bank account, you need a phone number, and in order to get a phone number, you need a bank account. That is not true. I think people just kind of, I think like the I Live in Japan YouTubers often do this like thing where it's kind of like clickbait, but they just exaggerate things to make it seem way more complicated than it is. Get a prepaid card at the airport, open up your bank account with that, and you're in the clear. It's not that hard. Anyway, number 7. And this one gagged me so bad. As a girly who loves makeup, skincare, hair care, all of that stuff, everything in Japan comes with a sample size option. Like, darn near everything. Not everything, but almost everything in Japan comes with a sample size option. You want to try a new shampoo? Try the sample size first. You want to try a new face wash? Get the sample size first. You want to try a new brand of tea? Get the sample size first. Like, everything comes with a sample size, and it's so convenient. And honestly, it's one of my favorite parts about living in Japan, or it's one of my favorite parts about my move to Japan, rather. Because I'm able to just get sample sizes of things before I commit to buying anything that I'll be stuck with in case I don't like it. Children are incredibly independent here in Japan. So often you'll see like children like 5 years old on the train by themselves, and the Japanese school uniforms are so adorable. So they look like little businessmen, and their backpacks look like briefcases, and it's the cutest thing in the world. They look so adorable. I love when a little group of like little boys and girls get on, and they're like helping each other, making sure they're getting off at the right train stop. It's so adorable. But like, as an American, it's so shocking to me, because that would never happen in America. Like, the dangers for small children, for small people in general, are just too great for something like that to happen to America. And it's like, just, it's so adorable. But there's so many government regulated procedures for like everything. And as time goes on, I'm realizing that America is like that too. I think what the culture shock is, or the cultural difference, is that Japan actually enforces those regulations. Like, for example, when I moved from Maryland to California, there were things I was supposed to do to let the state of Maryland know I no longer live there, and to identify as a new California resident. I didn't do any of those things until like I left for America for good. In Japan, you got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks. Otherwise, you're going to start like a domino effect for everybody else. And the train is always packed. And if you're from New York, I need you to clock in. I've been to New York a couple times, but I've never had to take a commute on a New York train through like rush hour times. Is the train just always packed in the, like, I don't know what it could be. Maybe because I'm just not from a commuter city. But like, take it during rush hour, it's packed. Take it at 1 in the afternoon, it's packed. Take it at midnight, it's packed. Like, if you guys watched my club vlog, and of course you did, and you liked it, and you left a comment, I'm sure. But if you watched that, I was at the club until 4 a.m. I caught the very first train out of Shibuya, and it was packed. Why are we always on the train? Where are we going? I don't know. The culture shock that started the video. The beauty standards back here are so backwards to me. Like, with all due respect, I don't understand. Like, all over the world, the double lid is like the standard. You got about a handful of countries that are constantly producing people with the monolid. Why is that not hailed as like the most unique, most beautiful, most like identifying feature? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand a lot of like the makeup standards here, where the idea is to create like this double lid effect. Like, I think I'm struggling. I think I'm struggling to pinpoint what the actual beauty standard for men in Japan is. Because when I feel like when I look at the advertisements, most of the men I see look different from the men that I see like in my day-to-day journey. So I don't know. That being said, I can tell you what my beauty standards are. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. I know a tall Japanese man with a ponytail, facial hair, and a full sleeve hate to see me coming. Because I'm eating it up. I love the drug lord look. I don't know. I want to feel like I'm hanging out with the Yakuza boss. I want to feel like I'm hanging out with a retired Yakuza boss. Like, it just does something to me. The ponytail, I was telling my friend, I really, really feel like this goes back to my Mulan days. Like, Shangli, Mulan, the animators did their hugest possible one. Because every time I see an Asian man in a ponytail, my knees buckle. What is that about? Well, the ponytails are a part of the beauty standard, but like, it's like a different aspect of the beauty standard. Like on the woman's side, how they have like Harajuku beauty and then like classical beauty. There's just, I don't know. The beauty standards out here have me gagged. Okay, I feel like I have been yapping for ages now, so I'm going to leave it with this one because this is where I made my little mark to stop talking. You know what gags me? Again, we're back to the anime lovers. When I be on the train, because I'm nosy, I always be trying to see what everybody's doing in their phone. Everyone is reading manga. Everyone is reading manga. Old men, young men, old women, young women, kids, adults, your mama, your daddy, the dog. Everybody is reading manga. I did not really appreciate the wide variety of manga available until this year. I just learned what seinen was. All I've ever known was shoujo and shonen. I didn't even know seinen was a category until I got into the Apothecary Diaries. I be looking at old men and baby, they be reading some stuff. They be reading about the Yakuza drug lords because every picture, niggas is tatted. Okay? Every picture they tatted. Somebody got a gun, a knife, or maybe it's a katana. I don't know. Like, they love seinen. I didn't even know that was really popping until so recently. But it's so fascinating to me. Everybody is reading manga. Anyway, thank you for listening to me yap. I am off to watch Deadpool and Wolverine finally. I've seen enough spoilers on Twitter. So I'm just gonna go watch it myself in Shibuya. But thank you for watching this video. If you stayed to the end and you didn't already like the video, do that. If you stayed to the end and you haven't already left a comment, do that. If you stayed to the end but you're not a subscriber, do that, okay? We're trying to get to 1,000. Anyway, see you guys next week.